Well, it looks a little different than it did. I broke down and took it to the sandblasting guy. I started cleaning it up myself with a wire wheel and a grinder. I wasn't real happy with it. I wanted it to be look like this. And I had a lot of crud and stuff back in and around there, so he blew all that out for me pretty well. And I think what I'm going to do now is take this cover off the back and see how to, I think there's just a C-clip in there and I can pull that axle out. And I'll do that on both sides, and then there's a seal up underneath here. Then I'll replace, and there's still some grease and stuff I'll have to clean off of there. Old caked on grease. It's hard for him to it was hard for him to see. I went over there today and he was blasting, and he's got a huge area. I don't know how big it is. Probably, gee whiz, probably 100 by 200 building, and it's just full of sand and these great big hoppers. But anyway, he was blasting today, and it was just a cloud when you walk in there. I don't know how you can even see. And you can see that he didn't get real good into that, but it's probably because he just couldn't see the item. And my drums, I had these sandblasting the edges. He didn't do very well at all, I'll tell you the truth. But they'll suffice. I had an issue with this one. Had a little crack. And so I threw some weld on there, and as I did, it kept cracking. And so I would just spot it in different spots. That's why it looks so crummy. But ground it off, and I think we got her fixed up. But yeah, they cleaned the inside pretty good. And but there's a groove. You see right down through here. And when I went up to my local brake shop yesterday and had him look at those, and he said, well, he says, I can't get that groove out. But these drums are $100 a pop. And so it's like, I asked him if there's just a slight ridge on the edge. So I said, can you just take it down some? Get the majority of it flat. Because I said the inside of your shoe is what rusts right here. And so I said, it isn't really going to make that much difference. You know, and it's not like I'm driving the thing 90 miles an hour either. So, you know, it's just one of those deals. It'll suffice. For $100 a pop, I can make those work. But anyway, the reason I'm making the video was to update you a little bit, but I wanted to show you where these saddles sit. To get your opinion if you think that is correct, that there is these areas here. I don't believe so. I showed my wife and she said, oh, that's got to be how that works. I said, no. I said, I think the saddles have worn the axle down. There is a slot in, I'll show you, in the saddle that I haven't cleaned these yet, but inside the saddle there's a slot right there. That's where the grease travels. You got your zerk here on the end, and I'm sure it goes into that little passage, and that allows your grease to go all the way around your axle housing. But you know, through the years, 84 years, this was probably neglected, and as a result we got some wear. And it's the same way on both sides. So I don't know what to do. I'm going to clean up those saddles, and then I'm going to see how much slop is in them. And if there's a lot of slop, I think I'm going to try putting some weld in here, because there's nothing in this area. There's a bearing down here, but I think, you know, maybe just wrap this with a wet rag or something to keep the heat from traveling out that far. And I mean, just do a little bit at a time maybe, and then go to the other side and let it cool a little bit. I don't know. I just thought I'd show you guys, get your opinion on it. I'm all new at this, so a little bit of input would be greatly appreciated. So that's all we got. We got the frame all painted. The top has been painted with 2 coats, and this is the bottom. And I have to give this 1 more coat, and we'll be done. And then we're going to start putting pieces on it. I've already accumulated a pile of different things, and of course we're going to put this brace back on too. There on the floor, and over there is the fuel tank. I'm going to try to get it in place. So it's kind of cool getting stuff put back together. But I got shackles. I got 1 shackle. I got to pound in the eye there, and then the other one I'll be putting in there. I did get my bolts with my bushings, so we're set for that. And that perch, we got a new eye put in it. I took this one off to paint it, and it's got a new shackle eye in it also, or whatever you want to call it, bushing with the threads in it. And then of course this perch I took off too. I replaced all this, so I just thought, well, I'll just take it off to paint it, get a better job. So anyway, those pieces are all done. They're up here. And I got started accumulating a lot of parts in the corner. So we start going through things and putting it together. And of course I'm going to start cleaning this stuff up too. So I'll bring you back when I get it all done. Or, well, this part of it done anyway. So thanks for watching and subscribing. I do appreciate it. And the comments. So we'll see you soon.